In this video, I'm gonna show you how to set up the PS3 emulator RPCS3 for Windows. This is the updated guide of this emulator now for 2026, and as always, we're gonna go through the full installation step by step and the best settings you can use in it to get the best performance and stability in each game. Starting right now. First thing we're gonna do is download the emulator itself. The link for this page will be on the description of this video. Right here where it says Windows, you're gonna click here in this button that says download for x64. Next, still here on this page, you're gonna scroll down a little bit where it says installing on Windows, and you're also going to download Visual C++. And you can download this to the same place where you downloaded the emulator file to. Now with both files in place, the first one you're going to run is VC++. So go ahead and double click on this file to start the installation. There is a chance that you already have Visual C++ installed on your PC. If that's the case, you're going to see this window and it's going to say right here, modify installation. If that's the case for you, you can close this window. But if not, you're going to keep clicking where it says next, somewhere around here, and then proceed with the installation of this. And once it's done, you can close. And after that's done, you can delete the file, click on it and press Shift Delete your PC, and then click on Yes. Now for the emulator files, you're going to click on it with the right button of your PC and then click on Extract All. This window will open up and all you have to do is click on Extract. And as such, you can delete the original file as well. Now you're going to end up with a folder like this one. So go ahead and double click on it to open. And inside, you're going to see all of these files. And to start the emulator, you just have to double click on the RPCS3 application. Then you will see this window right here. Click on here where it says show at startup to get rid of that. Then click on I have read the quick start guide. And you can also disable the dark theme if you want to. That's up to you. But now you just click on continue. And after that, the emulator will start. The first thing we have to do here is install the PS3 firmware. And we can get that on the official Sony website, which is available right here. The link will be on the description of this video as well. So in here, you're going to scroll down a little bit. And where it says how to update PS3 system software, you're going to click on update using a computer. Then you just click on download PS3 update. And you're going to download this to the same RPCS3 folder. And there's a chance that this button doesn't work when you click on it. If that's the case, you're going to click on it with the right button of your mouse and then click on copy link address. And you're going to paste this link on your browser, delete, and then press Ctrl V to show up the link. Then you just press the enter button of your keyboard. And now you can download the firmware. Now back on the emulator. You're going to click on File and then click on Install Firmware. It should open the emulator folder by default, and you can already see the firmware file right here. In case this doesn't show up, then you're going to go to the bottom right of the screen where it says PS3 Update File, and then change this to All Files. And then you will see the firmware. In case this doesn't work, then you can simply drag and drop the firmware file to the emulator. But anyway, double click on it and the emulator will install it. Now I just have to wait for the compiling PPU modules window. This would be a good time to subscribe to the channel and also leave a like on this video. For adding games on this emulator, there are two formats you can use, the ISO and the PKG+RAP combo. I'll show you both of them starting with the ISO. This is one of the games that I have here in this format where it says disk image file. And when you have your game with you in this format, the location you're going to drop it is here on the main emulator folder. You're going to see that there's this folder here called games that was already created by the emulator. So double click on it and this is where you will drop the ISO file. Previously on this emulator, you would need to mount or extract the ISO of the game in order for it to work. But now in one of the recent updates, you don't have to do this anymore. So once you have the game in ISO in this folder, you just have to go back on the emulator and click on the refresh button. And just like that, the game will appear. Now, we also have games on the PKG and RAP format. And in order for this to work on the emulator, you need to have the PKG and the RAP file for that one game. And also, very important, when you have them on your PC, do not rename them from the original name that we have here. You must keep them with the original name in order for it to work on the emulator. And the installation is pretty simple. Back on the emulator, click on the top where it says File, and then select Install Packages. Now you just navigate to the location where you have these files, and you can highlight both of these files with your mouse by pressing and hold the left button, select both of them, and at the bottom right, click where it says Open. And as such, they will appear right here. Now you just have to click on this Install button and wait for it to install. When this option becomes available for you, just click on OK, and there you go, the game will appear as well. If you want to delete the game and it's a ISO disk image file, you just have to delete the disk image file from your PC. But if it's a PKG RAP game, you have to right click on it, select Manage Game, and then remove HDD game. And in here, you just have to click on Yes. Now, one thing you'll probably notice is that the emulator will tell you that there is an update available for your game. And if that's the case, these are the same updates that the game had back on the PS3. And it is also very important for you to update your game if you see this message. And one way to grab the updates is by using this program called Rusty PSN. I'll put the link of this page on the description of the video as well. You're going to check whatever is the latest update available. Then you're going to click here on Assets. And the file you're going to download for Windows is this one, Rusty PSN Windows.zip. You can download this to anywhere on your PC, but I'm just going to download it to the same emulator folder just to keep things organized. Now, back on the emulator folder, the file should be here on the bottom. We have to extract it, so right-click on it once again, and then click on Extract All, and then select Extract. You can delete the original file now. And you're going to locate the Rusty PSN folder. There's only one single file inside it, that is Rusty PSN itself. Double click on it to start. Now in here, the first thing you're going to do is click on this little gear right here so that we can change the download location of the patches. In this settings window, click on Pick Folder. It should open the emulator folder by default. If not, you can select anywhere on your PC. But in this case, I'm just going to pick the same Rusty PSN folder we came up with. So click on it once and then click on Select Folder. Now select Save Settings. And to start downloading the updates for your game, you're going to head back on the emulator. And in your game, you're going to click on it with the right button, select Copy Info, and then click on Copy Serial. Now go back to Rusty PSN. And you just have to paste the code here. Right click, paste, or you can press Ctrl V and then click on Search for Updates. And just like that, Rusty PSN will list all the updates for your game. And you're going to download every update that shows up in here. Just click on the Download All option and wait until this is finished. When that's completed, you're going to head back to RPCS3, click on File, and then click again on Install Packages. Open your main RPCS3 folder, and if you did it like me, you have the updates folder, so double click on that. Inside a folder with the name of the game, double click, and inside all the updates. So now you're going to select everything in here, so just press and hold the left button on your mouse, starting from the top to the bottom so that it picks them in order, and then click on Open. This window will open, and in here, make sure that the updates are in order. That is update 1.01, 02, 03, so on. Of course, depending on the game you have, because they need to be installed in order here in order for it to work. And then you can hit the install button right here. And after that, the emulator will tell you that there are no more updates available for that game, so you're good to go. In case something goes wrong and you want to delete the updates for your game, first head over here to where it says View, then select Game Categories and click on Game Data. A new instance of the game will show up, but this one will say PS3 Game Data. And to get rid of that, you just have to right click on it, select Manage Game, and then click on Remove PS3 Game Data. And for here, you just click on Yes, and the updates will be gone. You can only delete game updates if your game is a ISO disk image file. If it's a PKG and RAP, you have to delete the entire game and then install the game again. For installing DLC, the process is the same as if you were installing a PKG game file. So in the emulator, select File, click on Install Packages, navigate to where your PKG and RAP file for the DLC is, and also the region of the DLC must be the same as your game, just like it was back on the PS3. So if you have an American version of the game, the DLC must also be American in order for it to work. You just select both the PKG, RAP, click on Open. This window will open again, but this time you're gonna see the DLC message right here. So now just click on Install, and there you go. If you want to remove a DLC, the process is the same as if you were removing the game updates. Click on View, Game Categories, Game Data, and now just right click on the one that says PS3 Game Data, go to Manage Game, remove PS3 Game Data, and there you go. From here you can just delete the DLC. The next important step of the emulator is using the best settings for the game you are about to play. Many games in here use specific settings, and the best place to find them is at the RPCS3 wiki. This is the website right here. I'll put the link at the description of this video. And in here, you're gonna click on this little search icon on the left. And now you're just going to type the name of the game you want to play. And then press enter. And it should open the games page in which you can see the best settings you can use in order to get the best performance and stability in the emulator. And to apply these settings in your game, you just have to right click on it and select Create Custom Configuration from Global Settings. This window will show up, and now you just have to find the settings that the wiki recommends you to change and do all the necessary modifications in order for your game to work great. Another feature of this emulator are the game patches. These patches are custom made for this emulator, and you can also find them at the wiki page. And to go there, you have to right click your game, but this time you're going to select Manage Game Patches. This window will open up, and on the first boot, it's going to say that there are new patches available. Click on Yes to update, and as such, you just double click on the game, double click on the game version these patches are available for, and you're going to see these custom game patches. Some games will have patches that can unlock the frame rate of your game or even give you ultra widescreen support. So it's always a good idea to check if the game has these game patches. And to apply them, you just have to click on the box right next to it, and then just click on Apply, and then Save. The next time you start the game, they're gonna be working. Next up, we're going to configure your controller or your keyboard if you're going to play on that. And to go there, you just have to click on this Pads button. And this emulator supports pretty much all the controllers out there from PlayStation and Xbox, and even third-party controllers as well. So at this point, if you don't have your controller plugged in on your PC, go ahead and do that right now. And once it's connected, and right here under Handlers, click on Keyboard. And if you are using an official PlayStation controller, you already know what to do. You just have to select DualShock 3, 4, or the DualSense for the PS5. But if you are using a third-party controller or a Xbox controller, there are two options that can work here: X input or SDL. X input is the one that has the best compatibility out there, so I'm just gonna recommend you to go ahead and pick this option here. And just like that, the emulator will do the automatic configuration for you. But if you want, you can remap individual buttons. You just have to click on the one you want to change and then press that button on your controller. And more settings like the dead zones of your analog. And if you are going to play a game that has local co-op and you want to do that, you just have to do the same thing, but for the Player 2 tab. I don't have a second controller here right now to show you, but I'm going to use the keyboard as an example. If you're going to use that as Player 2, you just have to click on Keyboard, and then it's good to go. But if you're using a second controller under Devices, you're going to click on it, and the second controller should appear right here. So you just have to do the same thing you did for Player 1, but for Player 2. And that's pretty much it for the controller configuration. When you're done, click on Save, and we are ready to start the game. You just have to double click on the game to start. And on the first time you start the game, you're going to see this message compiling PPU modules. You only have to do this for the first time you start the game. And this can take a little while depending on how big the game is and how good your CPU is. And to go full screen, or if you want to exit the full screen, you have to press Alt and Enter on your keyboard. And finally, the game will start and you're good to go now. I have many tutorial videos like this on the channel, so if you like what you saw, don't forget to check out my other stuff. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and also leave a like on this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.